After a year where we all focused on investing in comic books as prices soared, let's get back to basics. And what better way to kick off 2022 than by taking a break from those sky-high prices, and let's go through my latest top 10 comics for a $20 budget list. With the new year upon us, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to hit the reset button and get back to having fun. If you were like me, it wasn't too much fun to watch the books you were hoping to pick up in 2021 increase in price exponentially. And let's be honest, it sucked. As a seller with a large inventory, it was kind of nice and we had a couple of great shows despite the craziness of the world. But the collector in me, who watched book after book on my want list raise in price beyond what I was willing to pay for them, that was a bummer. So let's turn a new page and talk about some affordable books that would look great in your collection. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video as I'm actually throwing out a bonus 11th book that you can pick up for 20 bucks or less. Starting out in the number 10 spot is JSA Secret Files and Origins number 1. Published in August of 1999, this issue has a couple of notable things going for it. First up, we have the first appearance of Hot Girl number 2, Kendra Saunders. Second, Wesley Dodds, who we all know and love as the original Golden Age Sandman, he gets dead. And last but not least, Nuklon swaps identities and begins going by Atom Smasher. If that name rings a bell, it's because it was revealed a while ago that Atom Smasher will be making an appearance in the upcoming Black Adam movie, which features Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, currently averaging $20 for a high-grade raw copy. This issue keeps you busy. Next up in the number 9 position is Uncanny X-Men 282. Published in November 1991 and featuring the first cameo and cover appearances of the time-traveling mutant Bishop, this issue is kinda weird and the guy featured on the cover is barely in the story. Written by John Byrne with Will Spartaccio art, Uncanny X-Men 282 has been an on-again, off-again darling of the collecting community for as long as this guy can remember. Bishop was prominently featured in the 90s X-Men cartoon on Fox, which may be leading the cause as to why this book continues to be desirable. The strength of 282's cover is why this issue always outpaced Uncanny 283 that does include Bishop's first full appearance. Currently averaging a $20 value for a high-grade copy, chances are you can find a copy of this book for less than that because there is a lot of them out there. Also floating around is a second print with a deeper gold cover background, which brings just as much as the first printing in the current market. One of the characters that we saw some crazy price increases on in 2021 was everyone's favorite samurai rabbit, Usagi Yojimbo. Albedo number 2 and Usagi Yojimbo number 1 both set new sales records last year, and the first appearance of Space Usagi went from being a $3 book to regularly selling in the $200 range. So what is the budget-minded collector to do in this climate? Check out our number 8 book, Doomsday Squad number 3. Published by Fantagraphics in October of 1986, Doomsday Squad 3 is the first time Usagi hits the page in color, which aside from his armor is not that big of a deal, right? He is a white rabbit after all. This issue features a cover by Gil Kane, but Stan Sakai handled the interior story and art duties for the Usagi story, titled Village of Fear. Currently selling for $15 for a raw high-grade copy, this is an affordable, early Usagi issue that you can add to your collection. The Spider-Verse is all the rage right now. Fresh out of No Way Home and with an Into the Spider-Verse sequel on the horizon, Spider-Man variants from Spider-Man 2099 to Spider-Punk are getting a lot of attention. But while everyone else is digging for ASM Volume 3 number 10, don't skip over our number 7 book, Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3 number 9. This issue kicks off the Spider-Verse story arc and is jam-packed with Spider-Peoples. Most notably is Spider-Gwen, who's making just her second appearance after debuting in Edge of Spider-Verse 2 just 2 months earlier. Published in January 2015, this issue features art from Olivier Coipel and a Dan Slott story. A $20 bill will let you bring this one home for your collection, and with the way the market is going, it might not be a bad idea to pick up most of this story arc if you can find it at an affordable price. Despite the live-action show wrapping up recently, the comic series The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina was resurrected by Archie Comics with the long-awaited issue number 9. Values for the series' later issues have taken off as well, but our number 6 book is Chilling Adventures of Sabrina number 2. Published in April of 2015, this issue has modern classic written all over it. Robert Hack's cover is stunning and was prominently featured in the Netflix show's intro. On top of the fantastic cover, this issue also features the origin of Madame Satan. Currently, you can expect to pay around $15 for a copy of this book, which seems like a deal for such a great cover to me. Thanks for watching this far. If we're just meeting, my name is Drew Stewart and I'm the owner of Como Comic Books, a comic book vendor based out of Columbia, Missouri. On our YouTube channel, we focus on bringing you the best tips and tricks to help you take your comic collection to the next level. If you're getting value out of the video so far, hit the like button, and don't forget to watch to the end of the video where I'm bringing you an 11th book you can pick up on a $20 budget. Now, let's dive into the number 5 book. Now that we've talked about another book, let's get back to talking about Spider-Man, or in this case, Spider-Girl. Coming in at number 5 is Spider-Girl number 0. Published in February 1998, Spider-Girl 0 is the budget-friendly reprint of Mayday Parker's first appearance in What If number 105. With character variants and Spider-Verse characters gaining steam in the collector's market, I think Spider-Girl is an interesting title to check out. The print runs on Spider-Girl issues tend to be modest, making them a bit more of a challenge to track down compared to the more widely ordered Amazing Spider-Man title, but despite the challenge in finding them, the issues of this run are affordable, with the most expensive issue only coming in at $25. However, you can pick up a copy of Spider-Girl number 0 for around $18 on average, coming in under our $20 budget. Coming in at number 4 is 52 number 11, the first appearance of Kate Kane as Batwoman. After debuting in 52 number 7, Kate Kane suits up for the first time in issue number 11. Published in September of 2006, it took an all-star team of writers to put this one together. Writing the story, titled Batwoman Begins, because there was a movie called Batman Begins that had just come out, were Jeff Johns, Grant Morrison, Greg Rucka, and Mark Waid. The Kate Kane Batwoman character would go on to star in the Detective Comics title in 2009, following the temporary death of Batman. 52 number 11 is currently averaging sales of $18 for a raw, high-grade copy, but interest in this issue may increase if recent rumors that Warner Brothers will update the DC Trinity to include Superwoman and Batwoman in place of Superman and Batman in future projects. Taking the bronze for our top 10 comics on a $20 budget for January 2022 is Iron Fist: The Living Weapon number 1. Published in June 2014, Iron Fist: The Living Weapon 1 features the first appearance of Pei, who would become the new Iron Fist in issue 11. Written and drawn by Carrie Kyle Andrews, this series is getting the attention of some collectors in the market because the expectation is that Iron Fist will eventually make his way to the MCU in the coming years. However, while some characters and actors from the Netflix Marvel shows have already been incorporated into the MCU, there's plenty of reason to suspect that Netflix's Iron Fist may not make the leap after being poorly received by fans. If that is the case, the MCU may be looking for a non-Danny Rand Iron Fist to fill the role, and Pei is a likely contender to fill the role. This book can be yours for only $20 for a raw, high-grade copy. Classic independent comic books aren't something you would expect to find on a $20 budget list. However, as the fates have decided, our number 2 book currently books out around $20, classic or not. Coming in at the runner-up position is MiracleMan number 1. A criminally underappreciated and undervalued book, MiracleMan number 1 reintroduces the 1950s British superhero Marvel Man with a new name, but the same alliteration, solely to keep the lawyers at bay. Published in August 1985, this Alan Moore written and Alan Davis drawn story kicks off one of the most legendary tales ever told in the history of comic books. A title that was trapped in legal purgatory for decades, Marvel was recently able to get all of the legal issues resolved and reprinted the series for the first time. Previously only available to be read in the original single issues and the original release trade paperbacks, the MiracleMan story achieved a certain status among comic fans due to both its quality and difficulty to access. This book recently saw a boost in interest as Marvel snuck the MiracleMan logo in a recent issue, leading readers to suspect that MiracleMan may be headed to the Marvel Universe proper in short order. My recommendation is to find this one out in the wild, not on eBay, as the sharp upswing in sales prices the book is seeing there can easily be avoided firsthand, and this book is far from hard to find, and has been that way for some time. One note on this one though, if you dig long enough, you can find this issue and most of the first 10 issues of MiracleMan for around the $5 to $10 mark. Be prepared to come out of pocket a bit more as you reach the later more issues of the series. Issue 15 is more affordable now than it has been in a long time, but still packs a 3-digit price tag. And even though a certain app is now saying this book is worth way more than $20, trust me, you don't have to pay that much. Get out there and dig, and you'll bring this one home for $20 or less. Topping this list of comics for a $20 budget is Invaders number 20. Published in September 1977, this Roy Thomas and Frank Robbins issue features a Gil Kane cover and includes the first full appearance of the second Union Jack, Brian Falsworth. Like Captain Britain, there's been a fair amount of speculation that Union Jack could pop up in the MCU at some point. The Invaders is a great run for budget-minded collectors to pursue. The run's relatively short and affordable with covers from legends like Gil Kane, Jack Kirby, and even Alex Schomburg. The books are easy on the eyes as well. But if you need another reason to track down issue 20 specifically, it also includes a backup story worth checking out. Reprinted in the back of this issue is the first appearance of Namor, the Submariner, from the unbelievably rare Motion Pictures Funny Weekly number 1 from all the way back in 1939, which was originally reprinted in Marvel Comics number 1. 2022 will be an interesting year for the comic collecting hobby. Personally, I'm excited to see where we go following the craziness that was 2021. The one thing I hope comes back into fashion is that I hope we're able to focus our energies and monies on books we enjoy and genuinely want for our collections, and that we don't spend all of those same energies and monies just chasing books we think we can make money on. Sure, that's a fun part of the process, but still. In worst case, if we buy books we actually like and we want in our collection, we'll still be content if that hot spec tip doesn't pay out. Now, let's check out that bonus pick. The bonus book you can pick up on a $20 budget is Moon Knight Volume 6, Number 1. Published in June 2016, this Moon Knight series was written by Jeff Lemire and drawn by Greg Smallwood, featuring the first appearance of Dr. Emmett, a character that's being rumored for an adaptation in the upcoming Disney Plus show, currently selling on average for $20. It's one of the few Moon Knight spec books that remains rather affordable, and after watching that trailer this week, I'm pretty sure Mark Spector's mental stability is going to be a big focus of the show, so he probably needs a doctor. If you enjoyed this top 10 comics list, then be sure to check out this other top 10 comics list right over here. Collect responsibly, and I'll see you in the next one.